Let's turn back the clock to the late 1970s. Imagine a China just emerging from a tumultuous period. The nation was in a state of quiet anticipation. The black and white images from that era show a country of bicycles, not cars, of simple, uniform clothing, and cities that looked vastly different from the gleaming metropolises we know today. After the passing of its revolutionary leader, Mao Zedong, China stood at a crossroads, its future uncertain. The collective memory was one of hardship and struggle, and the economy was isolated and centrally planned. For the vast majority of its nearly 1 billion people, life was a daily challenge, and the dream of prosperity seemed a distant, almost unattainable goal. This was the starting point, a nation holding its breath, waiting for a new chapter to begin. Then, a figure emerged who would fundamentally alter China's destiny. Deng Xiaoping, a pragmatic leader who had endured political purges. Deng famously declared, "It doesn't matter if a cat is black or white, as long as it catches mice." This simple phrase encapsulated a revolutionary shift in ideology. The focus was no longer on rigid doctrine but on practical results, on what actually worked to improve people's lives. In 1978, he launched the era of reform and opening up. It started quietly, in the countryside, where farmers were allowed to sell their surplus crops on the open market for the first time in decades. This small change ignited a spark of entrepreneurial spirit that had long been dormant. This spark soon became a flame. The reforms spread from agriculture to industry. Special economic zones were established in coastal cities like Shenzhen, which was then just a small fishing village. These zones were designed as laboratories for market economics, attracting foreign investment in technology with favorable policies. It was a bold experiment. For the first time, international companies set up factories, bringing with them new management techniques, capital, and access to global markets. Suddenly, the label "Made in China" began appearing on products all around the world. This was the beginning of China's integration into the global economy, a process that would accelerate with astonishing speed. As the economy opened up, Chinese society began to transform at a pace rarely seen in human history. The iron rice bowl, the system of guaranteed lifetime employment, began to crack. People started moving from the countryside to the booming cities in the largest migration in history, seeking opportunities and a better life. The drab uniform clothing of the past gave way to a vibrant array of fashion choices. Consumer culture took root. Refrigerators, washing machines, and color televisions, once unimaginable luxuries, became common household items. The streets, once dominated by bicycles, started to fill with cars. This wasn't just an economic shift. It was a profound cultural and social revolution. The 1990s and 2000s were a period of explosive growth. This is when the Chinese miracle truly took shape. The skyline of cities like Shanghai and Beijing began to transform. With futuristic skyscrapers piercing the clouds at a dizzying rate, the Pudong district in Shanghai, once farmland, became a global financial hub, a symbol of China's ambition. This construction boom was unprecedented. Entire new cities were built, complete with modern infrastructure, housing, and commercial centers, seemingly overnight. This rapid urbanization reshaped the physical and social landscape of the country, creating both immense opportunities and significant challenges. To connect this vast and developing nation, China embarked on one of the most ambitious infrastructure projects ever conceived, the high-speed rail network. What started as a single line has now become the world's largest, with sleek bullet trains crisscrossing the country at speeds of over 300 kilometers per hour. A journey that once took days by conventional train could now be completed in a matter of hours. This network didn't just shrink distances, it knitted the country closer together, boosting commerce, tourism, and national integration. It stands as a powerful testament to China's engineering prowess and its long-term strategic planning. Parallel to this physical transformation was a technological leap that was just as breathtaking. From being a follower, China aspired to become a leader in innovation. The rise of the internet and mobile technology was a game-changer. Companies like Alibaba and Tencent emerged, creating entire ecosystems of e-commerce, social media, and digital payments that are now part of daily life for hundreds of millions. Today, in many Chinese cities, you can go about your entire day using just your smartphone, from ordering food and paying bills, to hailing a ride and communicating with friends. China has become a truly digital society, and in areas like mobile payments and 5G technology, it is setting the global standard. This incredible journey from poverty to prosperity has lifted hundreds of millions of people out of poverty, an achievement unparalleled in history. But this rapid development has not been without its costs. Environmental pollution became a serious issue, a visible side effect of decades of breakneck industrial growth. The gap between the rich and poor, between the booming coastal cities and the less developed inland regions, also widened. The Chinese government is now grappling with these complex issues, shifting its focus from purely high-speed growth to more sustainable, high-quality development, aiming to create a more balanced and equitable society for the future. As we look at China in the 21st century, we see a nation that is both ancient and ultra-modern. It is a country that is rediscovering and celebrating its rich cultural heritage, from Confucian philosophy to traditional arts, while also pushing the boundaries of science and technology. Chinese films, music, and literature are gaining a wider international audience. Its space program is reaching for the stars, with successful missions to the Moon and Mars. China is no longer just the world's factory. It is an incubator of ideas, a center of innovation, and a major player in global affairs. The story of China's transformation over the past few decades is one of the most significant events of our time. It's a complex and multifaceted narrative of ambition, struggle, and incredible change. From the quiet, uncertain days of the late 1970s to its current position as a global power, China's journey is a powerful reminder of how quickly the world can change. What the next chapter holds is still being written. But one thing is certain, the story of China will continue to shape the future of our world. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey through modern Chinese history interesting, please give this video a like, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the stories that define our world. See you next time.